Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your brother G Money Wisdom coming back at you with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how necessity creates drive and how abundance is a poor motivator. And I'm going to give you guys 3 examples of people in history that kind of prove that point. So the first person, guys, is Albert Einstein, and I got my little notebook here with notes to kind of help me through the video. The first person is Albert Einstein. He didn't speak until he was 4. He couldn't read until he was 7. His parents and teachers thought he was mentally handicapped because of this. He was also kicked out of school and refused admittance to the Zurich Polytechnic School. And one of his teachers even said that he would never amount to anything. And Einstein was deeply saddened, remembering his father died thinking he was a failure, because Einstein basically failed at pretty much everything he did until after his father died. He started to become successful. He worked at a patent office. He had a job that he didn't get fired from. And then he formed the theory of special relativity. So obviously everyone knows who Einstein is, and what do we associate with Einstein? We associate Einstein with genius, which is pretty crazy because before his father died, like I said, he basically failed everything he did. He got fired from tutoring jobs. He got kicked out of school. People told him he would never amount to anything. So that just shows you guys that the necessity of needing to prove people wrong, the necessity of trying to prove that he's not a failure, and the pain of being socially ostracized really pushed Einstein, I think, to become really great and to become a genius, because that pain really gave him the motivation to prove people wrong. And that's another thing, guys. Pain is a great motivator, and pain is one of the best teachers. Unfortunately, I don't know why this is, but humans learn best through pain and not through pleasure. So that's just an unfortunate truth. And moving on to the next person, Abraham Lincoln. Honest Abe, shout out to that guy, man. He grew up in extreme poverty. He slept in a log cabin that had a dirt floor, and it was poorly insulated against the elements. His mother died when he was young. I believe 2 of his sisters also died. He joined the Civil War as a captain and left as a private, the lowest rank, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how that happens, but it happened, What else? He had few opportunities to learn and attended blab schools where students repeated the teacher's oral lessons out loud, and the building was basically a one-room cabin, and I believe it also had dirt floors. And Abraham Lincoln also had to walk multiple miles barefoot because he didn't even have shoes to attend these lessons. So that just goes to show you guys that Abraham Lincoln, through necessity of being poor, through having very few opportunities, it really inspired him and pushed him to become the great president that we know him as today. And he also had a couple of stints of trying to become a political person, and he failed doing that. So not only did he fail in the military, he failed in his political stints before he became president. So that just kind of shows you guys that the pain of failure can also spur you on to become a great success, and to use that pain to actually motivate you and fuel you to become the person that you want to become. So the next person, who is actually the adverse of all of this and who is an opposite example of how necessity creates drive, is actually how abundance is a poor motivator. And this person would be Louis the 14th's son, Louis the 15th. So basically, Louis the 14th, he basically kind of started with not a lot. Like, France was going through a civil war, they didn't have a lot of money, and he basically created this super powerful French monarchy and state. And once he passed it off to his son inheriting all of this money and all of this extravagance and decadence, he basically slid into degeneracy. He would just gamble away all of his money, impoverishing the royal court, as well as he would just sleep with a bunch of prostitutes. Like, he created a brothel in the palace, which kind of goes to show you that abundance can really honestly just destroy you as a person. If that's your entire life, you'll never have the drive to become better, because you're like, why do I need to become better when I already have everything that I want? And I think it's really important to not have everything in life, and how a hard upbringing can actually be a blessing in disguise, because it'll motivate you to become better and to improve your circumstances. Another thing too with that is, another parallel to that is, Marcus Aurelius' son Commodus was an exact reflection of that as well. So it's funny how history kind of repeats itself through different circumstances, and Commodus was basically doing the same stuff and kind of led to the decline of Rome, and after him there was just a succession of horrible emperors, and how Marcus Aurelius was actually considered the last good emperor. So it's just funny how great men can actually have sons who are just not so great men. So that's the lesson I want to give to you guys in today's video, is how necessity creates drive, and how abundance is a poor motivator and can also lead to destruction. So find ways in your life that you can create necessity, and don't be stupid with this and just do things that are irrational and don't make sense and that actually hurt you. But find ways to become uncomfortable, and find ways to eliminate some comforts that you see that are actually hurting you in life, and rip that little band-aid off in your life and create some uncomfortable circumstances to help you grow. Alright guys, I hope this video helped you out. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.